Welcome. You've got dads.
Okay. Wow. I did not mean for it to take this long, guys. Sorry about that. Just that the new job, despite being part-time, takes a lot out of me. It's not even that it's physically demanding, although it is. It's also the fact that, honestly, more than half of my day out of the house is spent getting to and from work as it is at work. So it's... But, the pay is decent, more than minimum wage where I live. And, it's a job. So, something I went without for 4.5 years in a row. So, yeah. Anyway, okay, so because it's been so long, I know I mentioned earlier, in an earlier episode of this here, Let's Play, that I wanted to try and get that unlockable achievement on the mini golf game with Brian here. But because it's been so long, I am not going to make my fans wait any longer, and by fans I mean the handful of people who voted on my Twitter poll. We're just going to go ahead and jump right into Damien. And because this is going to be the last Arkle Studios video of 2017, I'm going to try and do the first 2 dates, and then when I get around to this game again, then I'll try and do the mini date thing there. Okay. Alrighty, so... Goth Dad. How do you do? I have finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. On Friday night, you are most likely to listen to true crime podcasts while I taxidermy my newest specimens. Now, minus the taxidermy, this is probably someone that Allison Kilkenny would swipe left with. I'm sorry, Allison, if you ever see this. That was mean. Okay. I actually don't even know if you use a dating app. And why am I talking about Allison Kilkenny's dating life? That is so inappropriate. And if you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. What is your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. Dario Argento fan. Okay. What's your ideal date? What's your ideal date? It's night. We are in an industrial darkwave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. Cool. What do you never leave home without? An upside-down cross. And I spent a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Oh. Sorry about that. I did not mean for you to hear me snorting. I'm not particularly sick. I mean, the nose is a little runny, but no more than usual. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But, the thing on Facebook where it's like, other person is typing, can you imagine how mortifying that would be if we could see what they were typing? What they were misspelling and correcting and what they were deciding not to say. It's just like, that is a nightmare feature that I'm sure no one wants, so I imagine Facebook is going to introduce it next year. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Ding. Rigid. I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in as gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Okay, that was the game, not me. I believe that should have been as gentlemanly a manner, or as gentlemanly a manner as I would have liked. Oh, whoa, there's more. Our dad says. I have forgotten what our dad in this game looks like, by the way. So, again, that'll be twice that I've done this. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours, humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Yeah, that's right, I'm kind of the lavender hair thing there. Hey, Amanda. Can you help me with something?
Ugh.
Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimp. I'm sorry. I did not see that coming. I'm sorry. God, I love this game. It is so funny. I love this game. Okay, sorry. No. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now? Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over saying LOL and LMAO or whatever, and decided that what they needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What?
Yeah.
Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. You know, if you could offer me a 100% guarantee that I would have a kid like Amanda, I would rethink my decision to remain childless. But seeing as that'll never happen, such a 100% guarantee is impossible. Yeah, I guess what's not happening. Okay.
Huh.
Or our dowry. Or, so you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time, and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you?
Oh.
Like the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still got a B, though. Great, so what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards, Richard. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. Oh my god, the gargoyles. Oh my god. I've never seen these before because I've never done the Damien path, so this is all new to me. If any of you watching this have been through the whole Damien thing, please, for the love of all that is good and decent in this world, do not spoil this for me. Because it might be, like, another few weeks, at the very least, probably another month, the way things are, before I get to the third one. Okay. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor, estate. The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. That was loud. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. Ellipses. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer. Excuse me. Noting the oil portraits. God damn it, I can talk. I swear I can talk. See, my problem is I'm trying to talk fast because I don't want these videos to be any longer than necessary. Shut up, I really don't. Not that stops me from going on tangents, and hello, police helicopter. Right. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Is that a border collie up there? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Richard, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked? I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right. Right. We're not off to a good start here, are we? Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason. This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. That actually sounds pretty awesome. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, onward. There's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. Sunlight streams in from floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. Look out the window, look at the butterflies, pick up a book, that's enough of the tour. Let's look at the butterflies. Oh, hello. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. The pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. Let's look at the books. You know, Richard, in the Victorian era there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Naruto struggled against the chains the Sasuke had bound him. I'm sorry, I just can't. Wow, okay, moving on.
What?
Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. I walk to the window and am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups, with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn! Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to a sitting room where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful, tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What? It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of day that the working class had to enjoy tea, and the height of the tables on which they're served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. See, your home is really impressive. Are there a lot of goths in Maple Bay? I like your cape. Oh, please, 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 let I like your cape work. Whew. Got more hearts. Good, alright. It's a cloak, actually, but thank you. Victorian fashion is very important to me. You pull it off quite well. Oh, thank you. Regardless of my historical leanings, it's very important to me to present myself well. It has taken a long time to come up with a style that's both true to form and representative of myself, but I'm very happy with how I dress. I do get some strange looks, yes, but it's something that brings me a great deal of joy, so I don't mind. Right on, Damien, you do you. To be able to wake up in the morning, pick from my closet a variety of cloaks, waistcoats, top hats, and even binders that are period appropriate feels amazing. You wear top hats? You don't? What got you so interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you into the city? Sorry? Did you guys see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's... You know, the song... Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Yes, again, you do you, Damien. Good for you. Tell me, Richard, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing and, quite honestly, rather attractive. I actually agree with that. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. Do any of you see the Skype thing that just popped up? I kind of hope you don't, because that would just be weird. Also, why is it not going away? Okay, there we go. I like watching soap-making videos on the internet. Love me some word jumbles. I learned how to juggle once. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's see if this works. The, written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know? And, I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer? In a sense. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Well, I got a little bit more British there than I meant to, sorry. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous, bright orange flower off a vine. Lilium bulbiferum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? Oh, for fuck's... My loins are ablaze, thou art the tightest. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. Oh boy. Yeah, let's go with that one. My loins are ablaze. Uh-oh. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Oh, god damn it, I should have clicked revenge. There's your out-of-context quote for the episode, folks. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Well, personally, I like the stargazer lily. Oh, I don't have... Oh, he was actually talking to my character. Snapdragons, honeysuckles, sunflowers. Oh boy. Let's just say snapdragons because dragons are awesome. Because they're cute. And you can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What a lovely choice. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me. Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Richard, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls his cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I had put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle. Goliath, no!
Fix that guard.
Oh boy, okay, I see, wait, I don't... How do you... Oh, fuck me, I don't know how to do this minigame. I'm moving the mouse, but it's not... Okay, that was clearly a mistake. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, come on! Wait, maybe that? Oh, well, how am I supposed to... Alright, well, how does this work? What the fuck am I doing?
Out of time.
Oh, fuck you, minigame. Fuck you. Okay, I have a new least favorite minigame now. I mean, the one for the first date with Matt was pretty bad, but Jesus tap dancing Christ. You can't see it right now, but I'm giving my monitor the middle finger so hard right now. Crap, I can't figure this out. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Hope it's not about the guard. My sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to, so... Richard, did you break my gargoyle? All I did was lean on it. I just had it installed last week. No matter. I suppose it will give me a chance to work on my masonry skills. Fuck. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm afraid I must take my leave. That's no problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucien. What's wrong? He appears to have... Well, his teacher needs me to come to the school, post-haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're... right. This is one of Lucien's more... elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go. Oh, hi, Hugo. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, what voice did I do for Hugo? Does anybody remember? Wait, even if you don't remember, you can't tell me, because this isn't live. So why did I ask? I'm an idiot. Hey, Damien, you're here in record time.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the My Kids Are in Trouble rodeo. What is it this time?
Oh.
This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We passed by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school... Sorry, the horror movie music kind of caught me off guard there. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. We find another teacher in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucien and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucien has a bloody nose. The picture does not show that, but okay. Other teacher. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the voice I was doing for Lucien. Lucien tried to kill me.
Oh, my.
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. Oh god, he was trying to do the cask of Amontillado. He was trying to do the cask of Amontillado. Wow, okay. You promised me there was wine... I'm sorry. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. Lucian, did you try to... Cask of Amontillado? See? I was right. Did you try to Cask of Amontillado, Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I don't think my Lucian voice was quite that whiny last time, but whatever. It's been a month. Cut me some slack. I turned to Damien and whispered to him. What's Cask of Amontillado? Amontillado. It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down to his cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucian, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had lied about the wine. and you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest. 20 minutes? Dad.
What?
It took you 20 minutes. Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the Cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucian was leading you into an elaborate ruse. Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of them. Great callback.
Sweet Manchego.
It's only 5 pages long and there is no movie. Wait, there's no movie of the Cask of Amontillado? A lot of Poe stories were turned into movies. I'm kind of surprised that one... Well, actually, no. You probably could... you couldn't get a whole movie out of that. Maybe an episode of The Twilight Zone. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucian to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me, so when he... Wait, okay, I think I remember what voice I did for Lucian now. Actually, he didn't even pay me, so when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see... I lost the voice again. This is why I don't go into animation. Well, I mean, not just animation. This is why I don't go into voice work. You guys are always telling me to go engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian, high five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in tense silence. Lucian, Damon, and I all pile into my car and begin the drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you can spend next week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues staring out of the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucien hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright. And all things considered, Lucien's bricklaying was pretty good, so there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. Usually just going through a phase. I really admire how you handled it. Yeah, that seems like the right one to go. So this kind of thing happened a lot. I really admire... Yeah. You're a lot more diplomatic than him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It rarely does. You're a good dad. See you around soon? It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo. What you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition? God, ugh, I hate this show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a two-bed, two-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucien, since he tried to... He lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage and then tried to break them into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read this story except for me? Lucien live streamed the entire thing. Okay, well, Twitter followers who voted for the Damien path, thank you so much. I am enjoying this so much. This is great. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company, and a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too.
Simply marvelous.
Excellent.
Welcome. You've got Dad.
Achievement progress. Interview with the vampire. Okay, well, like I said, because this is going to be the last video on this channel for the year, we're going to go ahead and do the 2 Damien dates. For the record, I have started writing the script for part 3 of the Voyager thing, and I still need to film the video for the alien contamination episode of Shameless Cash Grab. But good news, just this morning, in fact, I ordered the DVD set for Season 2 of Shameless Cash Grab. Not going to reveal what it is yet, but I think you'll be happy with which one I decided to go with. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the second date. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. I open up Dad Book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, the dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, Dearest Richard, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon has been derailed by forces unseen, your companionship helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit, and for that I thank you. That said, Richard, if you'll allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll, would be to your taste. I eagerly await your response. With great respect, D. Bloodmarch. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow. He's good. So you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah. I better message him on Dad Book and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut.
Whoa.
You have to write him back. A real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon.
Alright.
Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like, then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop onto my laptop and peruse show times. God damn it. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2. Evil Never Dies. Well, Evil Never Dies would have to be better than Love Never Dies. I imagine like right now, 2 of you are laughing and the rest of you are going, what? I'll just give you the short version. Love Never Dies is the incredibly shitty sequel to Andrew Lloyd Webber's adaptation of Phantom of the Opera. And that's all you really need to know about it. It's a sequel to Phantom of the Opera, and it sucks. Okay. Anyway, back to the game. Richard, I don't know. That sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Oh, Maven of the Eventide would like that, then. Really? Nah. There's just lots of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, then sit down at the table with Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. I start writing. Damien. I do hope that this letter finds you in good health and a position to put wealth in the pockets of a man like me down on my luck. See, that was my wife you decided to... Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, went all Hamilton on you there. All right. Hey, good morrow to you on this fine eve. That seems a little bit much, so we're gonna go with that first one. Good one. What's next? Hey, remember when your son tried to cast Amontillado, that kid? You been good? I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Yeah, honesty is the best policy here.
Oh.
Jeez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. I did very much enjoy the adventure we found ourselves on the last we met. That earnest shit was pretty messed up. Okay, I'm sorry. I want to, but I actually want to win this path, so let's not do that. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Nice. Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. While a strange turn of events, I find myself enamored of the situation at hand. Like Bruegel's landscape with the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. Let me, get at that. Okay, second one's a little over the top. Let's go with, Bring it home, Pops. Let me take you out. I got 2 tickets to the movies. I would very much enjoy your company, accompanying me to the cinema. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Hard taps, namaste, we'll carry on. Best wishes. And then I sign my name, my full name. Fancier that way. Richard Cornell. Is this okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. Oh my god, it's practically Comic Sans. You spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. I was gonna say, I thought I would have caught that. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. What's that other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses the small piece of wood into it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing, here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all there is to do is deliver it to his doorstep now, huh?
Huh?
Oh, I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus is the good pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished? Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day, he had left another beautifully crafted letter, thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit, and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night, and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his... What the hell was with the light? Okay. I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know. I just woke up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
What?
What? What? What? Sorry. Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please, allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids, or perhaps Milk Duds. Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. Lucien? I turn around to find Lucien standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad.
Oh,
And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me some kids' movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies.
oh my.
You? Watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Ha! Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian rejoins his friends, and I look over to Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line for a little longer, and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. Is everything okay? Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Oh no.
I, of course, have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, interesting.
Oh.
That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I'd never heard of. Damien's knuckles are turning white. It looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies?
What?
You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Damien screamed. Okay, well. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice, and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking.
Ah!
The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken, my coven. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy, it is time. The three look at each other and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade! This rules. The trio of vampires flies off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment in the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it is good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you. That was a horrible pun. Come on. Actually, no, that wasn't even a pun. That was a horrible one-liner. Why did I call it a pun? It's not like I'm tired or anything. I certainly haven't been drinking. Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters over everything, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood or vampiric blood.
Oh my.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got to an extremely scary section. Come on, dude. Come on. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try to make him feel more comfortable. I've got it! I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Tell a dad joke, point out a plot hole, ask what's happening. Fuck! That was the wrong call. Should have gone with the plot hole.
Huh.
Wait, what's happening? I believe Carmela is trying to kidnap the general's son, but the son is also her cousin, and there's a werewolf for some reason. Which one's Carmela? She's Demetrius's wife rival, I think. Great. He's confused. Going for the kill. This movie doesn't make any sense because I'm not paying attention, and therefore it's bad.
Huh.
Right. Yes.
Huh.
The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus Bad Blood and the General's wife, God damn it, what is with me? Embrace each other in his crypt. It appears that the true vampire crusade was the vampire crusade in our hearts. The real vampire crusade was the friends we made along the way. Our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the General's wife begin making out. Hard.
What?
The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen. But then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover, Carmela, who watch the two from afar. Oh no! Twist ending! Our bloodline has been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade. 3, the evil must die again. Well, that was very subtle sequel bait, I must say. More thunder, more ominous organs, the movie fades out again, and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be. Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. ... He thinks I'm lovely. Damn, okay. Here comes the smooth response. Thanks. Cool. Okay. Okay, we're getting it back. Alright. No problem. Crushed it. We both stand there, feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? We could maybe stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I've a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the... gates of a cemetery? What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, Richard. Trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding? Where were you hiding that?
Huh.
Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and find sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question, though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie?
Oh my.
I wasn't... He sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I just have never been good at those. I just feel as if because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I'd have known, I would have suggested another movie.
Oh.
It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated of it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think, gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I am paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly toward us, its shape taking a more animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he is just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. I'm waiting for the punchline. The creature is getting closer, moving faster. It's gonna be a kitty, and... Oh! Okay, no. Dog. Woof.
Huh.
Oh. It's a dog. As it finally comes into light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. That kind of looks like Lindsay Ellis's dog, Callie. Well, a little bit. The fur color is not quite right, and Callie doesn't have a spiked collar, but... The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hands. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey. We both look up, not expecting to see... Ah, hello. Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the street. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Excuse me. Hunting cryptids. Hunting cryptids. What the hell voice did I do for Robert? I don't know. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat? Sure. Wouldn't give her cheese, though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his, dog disappear to the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians loved dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog, such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice, too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. Let's say we make our way home. Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin the walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Richard, if you will allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief. He presses it into my hand. Wow, thank you, Damien. I will use this to dry my tears for those I've lost. I can't wait to sneeze on this. I'm gonna wave this at passing ships. Okay, I do not want to screw this one up. A noble purpose. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you, someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh. I unlock the door and step inside. Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant. Okay, we got it. You're nonchalant. Quit rubbing it in. Right. Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, Okay, yes. How was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told you. But as it turns out, Damien is Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Richard. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Nor I you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. Well, that was a good session, everyone. How did we do?
I'm sensing a romance between us. A chemical romance. What? That's a band?
Nice. Okay, well, that's it for this particular session of the Dream Daddy Let's Play on this YouTube channel, and also that's it for 2017 for this YouTube channel, so see you next year when I plan to finish my trilogy of, I'll pick up here with the next Let's Play. So yeah, see you next year with the conclusion of my trilogy of videos about Star Trek Voyager, and the last few episodes of Season 1 of Shameless Cash Grab, and Season 2 of Shameless Cash Grab. And who knows, I may do some other things too. You never know, right? Anywho, hope your 2017 wasn't a complete and total shit show. And here's hoping that next year doesn't, well, no, that would be jinxing it. Here's hoping next year is tolerable.